Ryan, welcome. Let Welcome to Let's Talk.
Thanks, Denise. Thanks for having me, and happy anniversary to the Washington Informer.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so excited to be coming to the library on March the 28th. But that celebration is just one of a whole bunch of stuff you all do over there, uh, almost every single day of the week, that you are open to the public to participate in. So I want to talk about you as special events producer for the library and the role you play. Talk about what you do at the library.
So, for the past 5 years, starting in the midst of the pandemic, I help connect the residents of the District of Columbia to special programming that takes place here within the library. Even in the midst of COVID, we were doing exactly like this. We were all virtual, and many authors were still trying to connect with patrons throughout the DC area as far as their virtual book tours. So we're doing a lot of this type of conversation. As you know, the city invested over $211 million into this and remodeling this beautiful building. And I'm here in its auditorium, one of the newest additions to the modernized MLK Library. And what we've done here is really open up wonderful opportunities for residents to be able to engage with authors and artists and activists for free, because as residents with library cards, they're seeing our email every Monday afternoon that says who's in town, what wonderful opportunities for residents of all ages to come to the library.
Wonderful. Ryan, you said one thing that I want to make sure we stress before we get off of this interview at the library card.
That's right.
And I have to tell you, and this is, true confessions here. Not too long ago, I went to a bookstore to purchase a book. The book wasn't available. I wanted it like right away. And it dawned on me, I have a library card. So I went online, I ordered the book. It was downloaded within a
Right.
matter of minutes, and I was able to read it. Now, the book, I ordered the book from the bookstore. It finally came 2 weeks later, but I was done. And I realized the value of the library card. And talk about, I mean, we're talking about programs, but if you don't mind just talking a little bit about how easy it is to get one and what you all are doing right now to make sure people have access to books and literature and other
Yes.
things there.
Yes. So it's something that I promote at every event, is the opportunity for folks to be able to go and not only get a library card but use it, and that's such an important value to have, and to be in a city like Washington D.C., where out of 700,000 residents, over 300,000 are library card holders. That is fantastic for the city, and it really talks about how much the community stays regularly engaged. And they're doing exactly like you did, Denise. They're going on their tablet and they're looking up and they're connecting DC Public Library to their Libby account, to be able to go and instantly be able to get out of the millions of books and resources that are available in our collection. They're also able to take that same library card and connect to our wonderful archives, our special collections that connect to the history of Washington, D.C. These are photographs. These are wonderful opportunities that happen online through our DC Public Library website. But even more, come to the library. And when you come to the library, you'll see even additional resources. This is not the library that folks may remember from their past or early in their childhood. The fact that they can come here to take part in 3D printing, sewing courses, knitting classes. They can take part in adult education courses that help them in their career build and improve in terms of their skills. That library card helps best connect them, especially when you think about residents here in the District of Columbia, for example. Over 25% of district residents live with a disability. And with their library card, they're able to connect with the Center for Accessibility here within the district, to help best work with them and their needs. That library card best connects them to our labs, which gives opportunities for them to learn how to edit, how to save and convert their 18 millimeter or VHS into digital. We just did this yesterday in a conversation with a 90-year-old resident of Washington, D.C., who is known as Washington's Tap Lady, where she brought these wonderful photos of her in her over 70 years in her career here in Washington, D.C., in the area of tap dance. And she brought to us photographs of her with Gregory Hines,
Wow.
photographs of her and her team of youth performing at the Kennedy Center. And she was able to take those photos and immediately following a conversation with us, digitize them and know that she can send them. And we know the importance of digitizing our history and our stories. And especially for Women's History Month, to be able to have her to help tell her story and then digitize that and know that she left with that library card to be able to come back and do some more. It's a fantastic resource. So that library card, I look at it very much as a key to a larger door of opportunity, access and opportunity that district residents are already paying for, and we encourage them to use. So I thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, that's amazing. But the doors of the library are open, and you all are creating really exciting, interesting programs there. And talk a little bit about that the public's welcome to attend. I know you have some things coming up soon besides your anniversary, but you've got other events coming up soon. So talk about those.
That's right. So, from a program perspective, we always look at how we can best either be a mirror or a window. In terms of from a program like books, if we're trying to be a mirror, that means it gives an opportunity to how we best see ourselves, but then a window in terms of how we best see others, and maybe how we can learn more about and leave the library better than we walked in. So a lot of our programming gives us an opportunity to do that. And as I noted before, best connects additional resources that happen here within the library. A few that I'll point out include our Public Square lecture series. This lecture series was launched during the anniversary of MLK Library and in the midst of its 50th anniversary. Just this past Black History Month, we hosted Professor Shevry Williams out of American University, where she spoke about the digital labor of African Americans and how those movements of what we do in social media and in various digital platforms help move entertainment, help move the arts, help move politics, how we really as African Americans move culture. Coming up on March 17th, as part of that same Public Square series, we're hosting former Biden Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. We think it's a wonderful opportunity for her, who has established a long career here in Washington, D.C. within a number of nonprofit and advocacy organizations, and really reaching the highest to sitting behind the podium of the United States of America, how she shares her story about resilience and mentorship. And we feel that, especially during Women's History Month, how the groundbreaking work that she was able to do and attain, what she can give other DC residents lessons to learn for themselves and to impart to their constituents as well.
I know one of the things that you all also do is you have exhibits. I know that I'm not sure if it's gone, but the Green Book exhibit was there. Is it still there?
It just left. So
Oh,
yes, we have the Green Book exhibit from November through March, which was a wonderful opportunity for us in partnership with Smithsonian, Exxon, and DC Public Library Foundation to really highlight this remarkable story about how this book created by Victor Green educated and informed and kept safe an entire generation through Jim Crow and up until the Civil Rights Movement.
any exhibits coming up?
So we do have a number of exhibits as we're in the midst of preparing for America's 250th anniversary. You'll have to check our website. There are a few that I can't reveal just yet.
Ah,
But
okay. No,
but as
no
you know,
breaking news for us.
no breaking news just yet. But you've been part of wonderful conversations that we've had um, uh, most recently in terms with our exhibits that help connect whether it's civil rights or social justice issues around and the Washington D.C. story. And it was
Yes.
wonderful in the midst of the Emmett and Mamie Till exhibition to be able to have you here at MLK speak to the power of the importance of the Black press. As you know, we hold so many newspapers and periodicals, not just for the day to day, but also historical publications like the former Washington Star, Washington Blade, amongst others. And especially in the midst of celebrating the 60th anniversary, I'll take this opportunity to, in the midst of the 60th anniversary, to invite you to come and share with us on the record and as part of DC history, the history of the Washington Informer.
Wow, thanks, Ryan. I didn't expect that, but I look forward to it. And thank you. I definitely would look forward to doing that.
Wonderful.
I love the library. I like, I've watched the building because our office, when the Washington Informer opened, we were 2 blocks from the library at 715 G Street. I watched the building of, or the construction of the first library, but this one is amazing. You all have a beautiful venue there. If people haven't been, they need to check out the rooftop. You're in that amazing auditorium right now, and the facilities are available, right,
Absolutely.
to
That's
people
right.
who, yeah. So talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
And it goes into the laundry list of the things that you can do with your library card, and not just here at MLK, but that's a reminder about that library card in any of our 26 branches throughout. That with your library card, you can reserve and hold the space that's there and available. So for community meetings, for conversations with local elected leaders, I've seen everything from Girl Scout troops um, to tutoring sessions that take place, that with your library card give you the opportunity to place that hold. Here at MLK, you have, because we are the central branch and we have a larger amount of space, everything from this beautiful auditorium, which seats about 300 folks, a conference center with about 10 rooms and that are available throughout. You've got a dance studio, a memory labs, 3D printers, podcast studios, all that you can reserve with your library card here at MLK.
Wow. I feel like Christmas. You're giving the library is giving us so many gifts, Ryan. Is there anything? I know that again, there are lots we could have talked about, but I want to make sure that we don't go without making sure that we share something that we haven't shared that you want people to know about the library.
So I would say, coming up this spring, as we are kind of, we're hopefully gets a little bit warmer as we come up over the next couple weeks. Sunday, March 16th, as part of our celebration of Women's History Month, we'll be hosting author Alencia Johnson. Alencia's got this fantastic book called Flip the Tables, which she's semi-autobiographical, but in it, she really speaks to this moment, and especially this moment as it pertains to African American women, and in the use of their voice in the midst of social and social justice issues. She'll be in conversation with a journalist I think we're both familiar with, Joanne Reed. Now, while that event is sold out, unfortunately, as you can imagine, when we send it out to our library card holders, it snapped up fairly quickly. We
Yes,
also stream on our YouTube channel at DC Public Library.
wonderful. And what time will that be on the
It'll be
16th?
3 p.m. on. So after folks enjoy your event on Sunday, March 16th, we generally encourage them to take part on that day. I got a couple
Thanks.
more, if you don't mind.
No, please go ahead.
No doubt. So we are getting ready to launch a relationship series that will be hosted by WSA anchor Allison Seymour. The first one is virtual, and we feel is very timely. She'll be in conversation with L. Michelle Smith, who is an executive coach that specializes in having conversations with African American women who want to make it into C-suite positions.
Mm,
And right now, especially with all that's taking place with with the workforce here in the district, I've known El Michelle for 15 years, and she's amazing. And she has a fantastic positive attitude when it comes to the ascension of especially African American women in the workplace. So that's one that's not to be missed. That's Saturday, March 29th. on
Okay.
the DC Public Library YouTube channel. And then for families, on April 26th, we have our annual Starfest. Starfest is part of a larger program here within DC Public Library that I'm sure you know very well, that here in the district, that kids from the time that a child is born in the district till the time they turn 5, DC Public Library will mail a book to them and their families. And you and I know the importance of having those books in the homes in the first 5 years of their development. Well, Starfest really celebrates that program, and the opportunity to sing, talk, and read. That's the star in Starfest. And it's a wonderful festival with hundreds of families that come every year. And I always call it a kind of a Lollapalooza for 3-year-olds, with seeing them with face painting and mascots and a variety of fun activities and crafts for the entire family. So definitely want to encourage them to come here on April 26th.
Ryan, I'm so glad you shared that with us. I remember as a child, and I think a lot of kids, to get something in the mail makes you feel so special. That's for you with
That's
your
right.
name on it, and it's a book.
That's right.
I didn't know that. So yeah, that's more of a reason for now. Does the who has to have the library card? Is it the parent or the who has to have that card?
The parent will have the library
Okay,
card, and they can sign
okay,
up their kids for what's called books from birth,
okay.
for those who are birth to 5 years old, and many more programs, especially for those young people after they reach the age of 5, known as Beyond the Book. That's part of the DC Public Library's larger commitment to that arc of service, and making sure that the library is there for you from the time you're born all the way through the course of your life.
Now, this I don't want to break rules, but a lot of us are aunties and we're not related. you know,
That's right.
godparents, but not related. Can they sign up? Um,
Absolutely.
okay, all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely
Hmm.
encourage them to attend events like Starfest. You know
Yes.
the importance of being able for that young person to be able to see the entire family and the entire community really engage and lean in on the opportunities that are available. And here within DC Public Library, I think we have one of the best library systems in the country. We just were awarded the national medal that reflected that as one of the top library systems in the country last year, by the Institute of Museum and Library Services, that show that how well we really serve the people of the district. And if for those who do not have their library card, question why, because they desperately need to.
Well, I'm really, really happy that you were here to join us today. It's the award is well deserved, and literacy is a big problem here in the District of Columbia. But with support and the programming that you all are doing in the library, we can nip this in the bud. The
Absolutely.
resources are there, and the support is there. So I really want to thank you for being
Thank you.
with us. And as I said earlier, my mother watches this show, and she just said, "So informative, MLK Library. Thank you, thank you, thank you." So, um, folks are really. I'm hoping that folks will share this part of the broadcast with others, so that we can make you all busier than you already are.
Tell them to visit their neighborhood library. The best resources are the wonderful librarians and library staff that are right a mile and a half away from where they are, with 26 branches throughout. We're blessed to have the space and the resources here at MLK. Definitely encourage them to come for our wonderful exhibits and special events. But visit your neighborhood library as well. And go to
Will do.
dclibrary.org to find if you don't know where your neighborhood library is.
All right. Thank you so much, Ryan. We appreciate you being with us, and we'll see
Thanks.
you
Thanks.
soon.
You
All
got it.
righty.